Part 1. White Clouds. Garland Moon. Mutiny in the Mist. When the warm winds blow from the sea to the south of Adrestia, residents of Fodlan know that the rainy season is upon them. Before the heavy rains take their toll, young women hurry to pick the last of the white roses. The ivory buds are woven into garlands and given as gifts to close friends or potential lovers.
Professor, I have a new mission for your students.
We have received reports that Lord Lonato has rallied troops against the Holy Church of Seros.
Lord Lonato is a minor lord of the kingdom. He's been showing hostility toward the church for some time now.
A vanguard unit from the Knights of Seros is already on its way to his stronghold, Castle Gaspar. Lord Lonato's army is nothing compared to the Knights. It is quite possible the rebellion has already been suppressed.
Even so, I would like for your class to travel with the Knights' rear guard to deal with the aftermath.
War zones are unpredictable. We do not expect you will have cause to battle, but be prepared for the worst.
Excuse me. You sent for me, Lady Rhea?
This is Catherine. She will be leading the Knights whom you will be accompanying.
Nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about you. If you need anything, just ask.
She is one of our bravest knights, and that is no small feat. Only an exceptional few have what it takes to join the Knights of Seros. This mission should prove useful in demonstrating to the students how foolish it would be to ever turn their blades on the church.
Who voices Catherine again?
I don't know. All I know is it's the womanizer's birthday. Thank God we're not a female. On that note though, hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. In this episode, we will not be tackling the online, because online is for people who aren't us. And online mode for Fire Emblem is really weird. On that note though, last episode, we took out the bandits, the mercenaries, or whoever you want to talk about. In this episode, we'll be prepping and getting ready for our mission hand. But first, we have a new guest in our room.
You have spent quite some time in here, engaging in such idle chatter. Do you not know that we have not a moment left to waste? You must try harder from now on.
Well, chastise us if you will. And as you saw at the start of the episode, things have opened up to us. And speaking of opening, a little bit of a detail in which I love about this game is that if you ignore that guy for a bit, do not go for shifty people. If we go onto the platform where all of the rooms are, and if you go across, the doors will magically open. And if you look carefully, you'll notice that every single room belongs to a different character. Like the one we had was the Dews, and its Ashes, and so on and so forth.
How did you know who's belonged to who?
Because look at the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah. I love this addition to detail because in some people's rooms you actually get little character quirks on who's who. Like for example, this is Linhart's room. Books upon books upon books upon books, all unneatly. Petra's room because rug on the floor.
Yeah.
A huntress, morbid. And this is Dorothy's, and she has, perfume and whatnot. And of course, no one sees Bernie.
Huh? Is someone there? What do you want?
No, we're perfectly fine. No one's watching you at all, Bernie. Except everyone.
Right.
Oh no, I just love that attention to detail because some games, they'll just have random rooms and it's up to interpretation of what they are. But no, they actually go into effort to name every character's room and just give various character quirks.
Things we can't obtain here are likely obtainable by way of the underground. Are you unfamiliar with Garrigmach's underground? The place is an absolute paradise for those who can't stay above ground.
Maybe one day, he'll grow to the aspiring underground.
Come to think of it.
Speaking of which, there you are. And what Alice just found now is a mechanic which will come in use very much so throughout your trips around the monastery. We have found lost items. This is a mechanic which can boost motivation and affinity for all characters depending on who drops what. We'll be going over on who exactly drops what, but if you know characters is enough, you'll grow to know.
Nobody knows anything about her past. You should spar with her. She's strong. Stronger than you are, I'd bet.
That sounds like a challenge.
Here to train? You really are as hardworking as they say. Huh, maybe the gossip's wrong. Hardworking people usually don't like to make a big fuss about it.
You don't know me.
Even within the Knights of Saros, Catherine is the strongest. By a large margin from what I've gathered. Why not seek her out as a sparring partner, Professor?
Something about this situation doesn't feel right. Why would a minor lord raise an army against a foe he cannot possibly hope to defeat?
As if you're concerned, you'll probably kill him in your bare hands.
Wow. I'm studying here so I could be the best there is, just like Captain Gerald. Do you think I've got it in me to be a top-tier mercenary, Professor? I'm going to work a lot harder than all the fancy nobles around here, I can tell you that.
And to answer your question at the start of the episode, Catherine's voice actor is Laura Post. Guess what she is most notable for at the time of recording?
Persona Royal.
Yeah, voicing
Kasumi.
Yep, how did you know?
I knew she had a voice role in something we played. I just couldn't remember. I keep thinking of Veronica Taylor. I was like, no, that's not Veronica Taylor.
Well, anyway, we have a new item, and that can't be any more subtle, can it? It's something Edelgard might wear, so maybe it belongs to Edelgard. Who bloody knows? And I think now this is the time which I think fast traveling has opened up to you. And
even with why not seek her out?
Edelgard, don't be awkward, please. Oh no, but anyway, there are a few places that have opened up to us in this game already, and we'll try to go over those as quickly as possible.
My central duty as a noble is to protect the common folk. I abhor those like Lord Lonato, who deliberately shatter the peace. Utterly disgraceful. You have a kind soul, Professor. Now I feel a little sheepish for showing anger and not empathy. I apologize for my impetuousness.
Good for you. Hope you'll learn to be a decent person sometime. And anyway, now there are a few more mechanics in which are opened up to you as well. As we've seen talking to people like Phoenix and Leone already, what you can do is, if you fancy testing out a character to see if they're worth either recruiting or using in full battle, you can actually recruit them for the month. And that's called mission assistance. And I can tell you from personal experience, this has been a great mechanic to learn which characters I personally want and who falls by the wayside. Prime examples, personally, Petra and Leone really outshone for me. People who didn't work out, Ferdinand. I am so sorry. I don't mean to continually harp on the guy, but it's just hard not to when, we just had bad experiences here. But oh well, though. And of course, we do have a few side quests in which do need to take care of, but for now, we are just going to skip ahead and just going to see the sights, see the sounds, and if anything comes up, we'll put it in the video. So sit back, relax, and well, see the highlights. Just to cut things short, this area has no mechanics or any use at all except for talking to characters. Very weird how they gate it off with no real purpose. I'm just going to assume it's just so you don't get overwhelmed with locations, but if it's just there for dressing, then what's the point? But oh well.
We found the Edelgard room.
The meme is alive. And also, if you look in the corner of a room, there's flowers there. And no reason, it's just there. It's not named after a song or anything in the game. Not at all. in joke. And of course, Hubert is right next to Edelgard. Who knew? I want to know what he does in his room. He plays dress up, clearly.
Next month is when a very important ceremony will be taking place at the monastery. Pilgrims from all corners of Fodlan have already started to gather in anticipation. I pray that you are able to nip this trouble in the bud as soon as possible.
I've been asked to do a grizzly voice, but not too grizzly. Lorenz, of course, likes tea. Claude is very messy and disorganized. My god. He broods and does a lot of swords. Very well kept.
Let me guess, Dedues?
No. Dedues was actually downstairs.
Huh.
Because yeah, as mentioned in the game, the noble types are upstairs and the common folk are down there. However, though, Bernie is technically a noble, yet she's downstairs. Who knows?
The plants of Fodlan are different ones than in Bridget. And people here are unknowing of the spirits who watch over the earth and bless it. Only the goddesses know. Is that factual?
I mean, technically here, there is a god that watches over the plant. It's called Pegasus Dung. I'm not joking, that's actually something which you can help the flowers.
Hey, Professor, do you happen to have any food on you? I'm starving. No matter how much I eat before I train, I'm always so hungry after. My muscles must be going through a growth spurt.
I'd hate to say you're a typecast of eating, but yeah, eating. I don't know. I always feel like Raphael, at least initially, he isn't that much of an engaging character, but he does have quirks in which we'll hopefully have plenty of time to show in due time.
What? I desired fresh air. I have a favor to ask.
Now, this is something which you are probably going to be using late game in the game, which is something that's called Battalions. Basically, this is mass backup for every single character. Luckily for some, we already come with them. Basically, what they do is they are an extra attack in which can hinder the opponents in mass, as well as a few other uses, but that's not going to become apparent for quite a while.
Thank you.
In the Battalion Guild, you can find various battalions that aren't affiliated
Thanks,
with the Church
Edelgard.
of Seros. We're allowed to hire them if we so please. Naturally, battalions lose endurance as they fight. If you visit the Battalion Guild in the market, you'll be able to replenish their endurance.
And also, one point really quickly, what Edelgard just said there, that's not technically true. It says you can simply just do it via that shop and nowhere else. You can actually have many other chances to replenish your battalions, but again, we'll get to that point when it comes.
Did you hear? There's news of someone in the kingdom raising an army. The kingdom, the empire, the alliance. They do love a good war, don't they? Spilling the blood of young men and women. And for what? Just to enjoy the horror of it?
It gives you a job.
Yeah,
Would you be
pretty
so
much.
kind as to do me a favor?
Now, this is another mechanic. Depending on how much time you have to spend in the monastery, the staff members, they can help you in teaching yourself some skills. If you want to expedite recruiting characters and just leveling up in stats, you want to do this. And just like the students, you do have the chance to get good, great, and perfect ratings. However, perfect ratings are very, 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 very rare for you. So just keep that in mind. And of course, as you saw, they are a good way of getting an affinity. So there really is no downside.
Be Castle Gaspar, eh? I've been there once before, many years ago. It was by request of the son of that family, Christoph, I think it was. I have a request.
And our dad, he too can teach us.
I still have much.
I'm not going to comment on why we suck in every stat. Some dad he turned out to be. For many years we've been alive. Look, kid, that's the pointy end of a sword. You figure out the rest. Dad of the year. He's right up there with Ness's dad. And of course, some side quests will just let you get stuff for people.
I think this might be this might open the floodgates for giving lost items out.
Indeed, it is. Thank you very much. You see, this game opens things to you in spades. And so now we can give it to Edelgard. Give her a white glove there.
Even with that, why not? How did you know this was mine?
And of course, build up motivation, and you will be fine.
Come to think of it.
And just keep in mind, there are a lot of characters, so they are going. This is going to be a lot of items.
You should. I know nothing about it.
And if you're ever unsure, and something I like to do is there is no downside to picking a character and the lost item not belonging to them.
Oh, hey! I can't believe I dropped this.
So theoretically, you could have over 50 items and just go down the list one at a time, and they won't bother.
And they'd be like, "Hey, hey, hey, every time you talk to them.
Or just simply, just 50 times over. We're just carrying a boatload of things going, is this yours? Is this yours? Is this yours? Professor, stop! Is this yours? Oh god.
I've heard whispers about Lord Lonato. They say he's a very kind and gentle lord. Why would such a kind man suddenly raise an army? Oh, Professor, you were working late last night, weren't you? You shouldn't overdo it.
Also, what's with Annette?
I was just about to say that.
What's her head motion? She looks like a robot.
I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to interrupt Mercedes.
I'm sorry. It's like, zzz, but look up, look down, look up, look down. Oddly enough. What is with this? But now I guess it begs the question: who are we going to bring along for our first recruitment drive? Because I find myself in a bit of a dilemma here compared to our Blue Lion episode. Because we've pretty much tried and tested every character now up to this point. I mean, but you know what? I think, I guess while we're here, yeah, sure. I'd love Mercy to join us. And no dialogue, however, but still though, it is nice.
To be honest, I felt a bit lost here at the monastery. At a
I'm
loss
over
for
here.
what to do. Thankfully, a sweet young girl reached out and offered her help. I believe she's Sedith's little sister.
Annette, I know I took the piss of you just now, but I'm over here. You couldn't like scooch over? No? Fine. Whatever. And a nice transition over to the church or the temple. Mercy has actually opened up a new mechanic for us in the counselor. Basically, an anonymous student is gonna have a problem, and you've got to pick the right answer for them. Despite my appearance, I have long wished to be a Pegasus Knight, that I may indulge in a lofty view, yet my dreams have always seemed out of reach. Can you guess why? That's Hubert. It is Hubert. Because you've never learned how to ride a horse, because you're afraid. I do not know this answer, so Alice, it's up to you. And I got the right answer. Again, doesn't do much each time. It's just for affinity with different characters. Song and dance live on the memories, but there's no real record of them. Even memories fade over time. Will anyone remember me when I'm gone? Well, that's clearly Dorothea. I'm just saying, who are you again? Oh, that's so cruel. That's so cruel. There's someone whose crest I wish to study. Well, Jay, I wonder who that is. I've asked many times, but I can't get them to consent. There must be some way to persuade them. Hey, I love some of these answers. A bribe? A bribe? It all depends on who it is. Can I ask you to draw some blood? I'll give you some cake.
What's going to happen to Lonato? If he's killed, I don't know how I'll live with that.
Meanwhile, there's that. Tonal shift. Who would we want to help out with? Felix, I hate singing.
I may sound terrible, but you won't notice when everyone else sings too.
I hope this song reaches the goddess's ears.
I don't know what it is. I just love that harmonious choir in the background, just the elegant and just the eloquent sound. All of a sudden, a large stamp sound effect. I love it. I love it. Piss everyone off by knocking them over in the temple. The goddess says move. In my mind. Oh god, yeah, that corner. Oh, we'll get to that soon.
The monastery grounds are far too spread out. Feels like it takes hours to get from one area to another. And no, that's not because I'm getting lost. I'm a fully capable, mature person who never gets lost.
Uh-huh. 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 Then why are you over here then? Where no one else is.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Hello.
I just talked to you. Goodbye. Yeah, much like any other JRPG, you're gonna get some clones here, and the clones don't have good AI. Just put it that way.
Yeah, from the many episodes we made of them walking into walls and stuff.
You'll often find them clashing into one another or staring at a blank wall.
Here's the story. We are truly blessed with how fertile the monastery grounds are. Every day, there's something new to harvest.
Oh, Ingrid. The mood is right, but the time is not.
Okay. Professor, about this month's assignment, raising an army against the church? Really? Though it looks like we won't be fighting, it's still quite unsettling. My understanding is that it will all be subdued rather quickly.
I love the guy on the right that goes, yes, I'm listening to a conversation who's got nothing to do with me, but Very nice, very interesting.
If you have a moment, I would like a word. It has been brought to my attention that certain individuals have been making advances toward Flame. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that?
Oh, Jesus Christ! That could not be in a more perfect shot.
It's because of the male violin.
You wouldn't have to know anything else, would you? You goddamn pervert! I wish we could respond, going, yeah, try, yeah. What of it, Sedef?
If you do see anyone getting too close with Flame, please inform me of it at once.
I think Hanneman said something weird once. You might want to have a look for him. Who went to that school? Well, guess what? We've actually talked to as someone who goes out to that very school. In fact, we know all three of those people. Now, who do we motivate or smooze up to next? Magic users. Get all of the magical girls.
I like this dish. It was my father's favorite. Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
I get used to hearing that a lot of times. It's my favorite. How did you know?
There's a lot of sweets on there.
Because it's Sweet Day. Every week, or give or take every month, there is always a special type of food, and that gives you an extra bit of affinity more than usual.
I'm sorry, but I must vent to someone, Professor. You're familiar with Manuela's slovenly behavior, yes? That woman. She borrowed a book last week and returned it with stains of unknown origin on the cover and several pages either folded or torn. Just now, she dropped a sandwich on the floor, picked it up, and kept eating. When she saw my shock, she said simply, 3-second rule. Ugh.
I don't know why. You will grow to love a lot of these voice actors, even if they're characters in which you hate.
I left this behind.
I love this.
Why you hate Hanneman?
No. I'm just saying. I'm saying like one of the best things about a game like this is that even if you don't like a character, the dialogue can make you laugh all the same. There are some characters which I'm not fond of, and we'll get to those when it happens. But for now, everyone starts on a level playing field.
Was delicious. Linhardt keeps bothering me about eating too fast. Says I'm gonna choke or something. Absolutely! I knew you'd see things my way.
Looking at you, school lunches.
Because they don't give you
Professor,
enough time, you gotta
I feel
rush.
I must speak to you about Caspar's eating habits.
Dude,
I've never seen
dude,
the
I'm
like.
over here.
He inhales entire plates of food in mere seconds. Hence my mentioning it to you. Good luck with him.
I'm talking about you behind your back, Caspar.
Literally.
Even though I just agreed with you.
That is a way to be fast friends. Don't lie to them, but tell them exactly what they want to hear. And one final thing on the map in which we're noticing is that after a while, if you have good rapport with a character and fast travel, eventually they'll at last to have a one-on-one with you. Let's do it. If this guy can sleep.
Well, hello, Professor. You came all the way to my room to... Oh. You've brought the materials from your lecture I slept through. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's not that I want to miss lectures. Exactly. Drowsiness is my arch nemesis. For some reason, I just can't seem to win against it. Just talking about it makes me sleepy. Oh no, I couldn't possibly. I would certainly injure myself if I tried to train while drowsy. I must compliment you, though. By this point in most conversations, I'm bored senseless. But I'm enjoying this. I wonder why. What is it about you that fascinates me so? You're definitely a strange one. In truth, your very nature is odd. You're definitely not a commoner, but you don't seem like a noble either. You're something else. Or you could be a villain who came here to enact some evil plot. That wouldn't surprise me either. Hey, Professor, will you ever allow me to investigate that crest of yours? It won't hurt a bit, I swear. I'm sure I could find out all sorts of things about your crest. And you. Of course, I'm not as experienced with such research as Professor Hanneman, but I do what I can. Someday, I think I might like to become a crest scholar. You never know. Oh, don't trouble yourself. I didn't mean now. I've got a lot of other research I'm working on at the moment. I tend to start a project, get bored, and then leave it be. I might be ready to investigate your crest soon. I'd have to tidy up a bit first. On that note, good night, Professor.
It's the middle of the day. I will say this straight away about Linhardt based on that, because keep in mind some of the support conversations as well some plot points about this game. We're still blind. We don't know everything. We haven't seen everything per se. And already a problem that I find out with Linhardt is that if his whole thing is about being a crest scholar and whatnot, we have so many characters and you have such a variety of like options and characters. Why would you just have someone who just wants to be the same thing as Hanneman? Variation, please.
It is a noble's duty to protect the common folk, not to endanger them by rallying armies in such a feckless and improper manner. Abuse of that kind is no better than slavery. A proper noble must guard the people from such a fate, wouldn't you say? Precisely why true nobility is well respected.
Good for you. Just like Ferdinand. You see what I mean? We're getting a lot of samey characters.
Teacher.
It's Professor Ferdinand von Speakerong.
Hello, Professor. May I speak with you? You seem to hold Edelgard in high esteem. That is my impression, at least. She is certainly talented. No doubt about that. But I wonder, what is your opinion of me? I am quite talented too, am I not? Be honest, do not hold back. Pretend that I am just a regular person, not the scion of a noble house.
Do you want me to be brutally honest?
You think she is better than me? I was just being modest before. Honestly, I have always prided myself on being superior to Edelgard. But evidently, that is not your perspective. I suppose there is only one thing to do. I must demonstrate my excellence. Nonsense! You have entirely underestimated my abilities. You think I could ignore such a slight upon my honor? Not likely. Come, Professor! We will begin with battle. Edelgard's skills in combat are no match for mine. I heard that just the other day, she defeated a demonic beast without assistance. Well, anything Edelgard can do, I can do better. And in half the time. Professor, you can be my eyewitness and timekeeper. Here we go! 2 at once? That's... well, it will be fine. I can't do it. It seems you have saved my life. I thank you, Professor.
Ferdinand, I'll put it to you like this. I didn't think you were good enough, so much so that if you died, I couldn't care less. And I have proof. We tried you. We tried your mission assistance in our Blue Lions Let's Play. It didn't end well.
I mean, I think he's pretty pompous, but I don't think he deserves all that hate.
No. Most of it is in jest. I just feel like he's not bad per se. It's just, it kind of goes to what I mentioned about Linhardt. Out of all the outstanding characters which you have in this game, it doesn't quite reach the peaks that they did, at least in my opinion. I don't hate any character in this game, absolutely not. I just have my favorites, that's all. So guys, that's been the first week of this portion of the game. What we are going to be doing off screen is we are going to be going throughout the weeks and taking up our time in the monastery, doing support and teaching our students and doing the odd battle here and there. Any highlights that come up, they will be brought up in later episodes. So with that said, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like it. If you just like it, well then, you are obviously not reaching the peaks of our people in which we like. That was cruel to say, I'm sorry. But anyway though, if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe and we'll see you guys in the next fight.